yo, yo, and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mike the Ref Twitch stream. Saturday night edition. Ew, that's an ugly pose right there. Good to see everybody here. This is the countdown to both Deadline and to Collision down below here. So we are getting ready for a dual sidecast. Normally, I don't do a lot of NXT stuff, but hey, it's the last ever PLE on the WWE Network ever. As January 1st, they are moving over to Netflix. So I thought, you know what? Why not? It's on the same time as Collision. And we're going to get some good wrestling here over the next, 3 hours. I don't know how long Deadline's going to go. When both of them are done, we're going to be changing gears. We're going to get into a double shot of WWE 2K24, my GM mode. We just got a lot of action coming on here. So once again, everybody, thank you for being here. Truly do appreciate it. And I love how I do like the previous show that WWE does put on. It's a little cheesy. It's a little old school, but you know what? It still works. And it gives people a reason to check things out. But yeah, it's a pretty big crapshoot as to who's going to win that Iron Survivor matchup. Could you imagine if Sol Ruca, with everybody else in that matchup, the superstars all lined up in there? You got, You got Julia, Stephanie Vaquer. You got Sol. You got Ren Sinclair, is what to call her, Maddie Rankowski. And they're just going over the Iron Survival rules right now as they're going through. It's really a crapshoot. Zarya, there's the fifth one. God, that when you don't cover NXT a whole lot, you do run into this little problem of not remembering all the names as you go along here. So, but yeah, now we got the. So just so you know, the countdown to Collision now. That's officially moved over. But yeah, it is go time. We are gonna have other stories that have come up. When are we? Who ended up attacking Eddie Thorpe for the men's Iron Survivor match? It seems like all sides are pointing to Obafemi at this point. If that's the case, then giddy up, let's go. But this is going to be fun. This is the first time I'm running 2 PLEs off the same computer while streaming. And literally no drop frames right now. So to say that I am getting lucky on this is great to say the least. Also, you got Dynamite Collision coming up tonight from GalaxyCon in Columbus. They're actually running a convention. The internet's going to have fun with it, but I'm going to enjoy it. It's a different atmosphere. It's a louder atmosphere. You know, nerds have a lot more fun when they're out there, so it makes a lot more sense, right? Oh. As everybody's coming in, the production style of WWE is beyond reproach. It is a lot of fun. Trick looking at a picture of Prince. The joys of Minnesota. I'd assume they're going to go with the men's Iron Survivor first if the women are maining. Well, yeah, for those checking it out, this is the last ever PLE on the WWE Network. Internationally, it moves over to Netflix here in just over at the beginning of the month, sorry. Internationally, it moves over to Netflix in the States. I do believe it's Peacock. But yeah, the last major show they got is next weekend with Saturday Night's Main Event, but that's on NBC. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to watch it because I don't know if I have NBC. Good old Lola getting stuck in an underground match. Maybe they start with the underground match. Or do they do the tag? Do they do the tag title match first? Because Frazier and Axie, well, Frazier's in the Iron Survivor match. Like it's going to be interesting to see how all these things develop and get put together here, but I do love how they set up these promo packages, though. I'd love to see Ridge win it tonight. We get to see the debut of Ridge Holland on our My GM mode tonight, as Ridge got sent to us from Raw for, well, basically a little bit of cash and a little bit of a song. So gonna be interesting to see how this works out here tonight as things move along. I assume you do tag, underground, Iron Survivor men, NXT Championship, and women's Iron Survivor main eventing. Because I think they've already said that the women's Iron Survivor's main event tonight. So, like I said, I don't know which way they're going to go. Well, both sets of crowds should look the same tonight that we're watching. Both NXT and AEW. Glad to see Booker's got his sweater on. They're doing the men's Iron Survivor match first. Okay. So Frazier's going to be in no shape to defend those titles. So they're going over the rules. Basically, it's similar to War Games that we had before. It's just if you get pinned, you go to the box, and you just have to get most number of falls here. It almost feels like King of the Road-esque, or King of the Mountain-esque. I really wonder for the men's who's going to do this. Like, who's going to be number 5? Is that going to be Obafemi? Because I heard rumors that it might be. If it ends up being Obafemi, like, look out. Things are going to go crazy in a hurry. I do like the fact that NXT is getting their own kind of matches. They're just talking about that right now. I do appreciate the fact that they are trying to find something unique of their own. Like now that AEW's find their Casino Gauntlet match, to me that's pretty much AEW's signature match. So we're getting Javad and Wesley for 5 minutes. Yes, please. I believe I'll do a little bit of those. Or the... I think that's the polite way of putting it here. Putting Wesley right off the bat. It also makes sense, though, that you have a veteran coming in. And I know a lot of people talk about the setups of matches and try to get things going here. And personally, I think it makes a lot of sense to put a guy like Wesley here right now. I know a lot of people were crapping on the Women's War Games match. And I think what maybe... I don't want to say fundamental flaw, but first of all, I want to say I didn't think it was bad as everybody says. Because frankly, I don't expect a match like that to be absolutely perfect. But you also throw it in there. You have, you need to have somebody in there at the start who is able to control the match, direct the match, get things on a right gear, and I just don't think Nia is that person. Like, you give her stuff to do, she'll work. Could you imagine 2 falls for one of these two going into the second period here? I swear, I think it's got to be Obafemi coming out for the 5th man here tonight. I don't know how much strategy there is to it. Everybody get a pin. Get as many pins as you can. The only strategy I would have is, if you're up by enough, why not... you can play a lot of defense. You can even take a submission. Somebody throws one on you. Oh, that sucked. That sucked. Right on the back of the head right there. Yeah, to say that was awkward is to say the least. Once again, everybody, thank you for stopping by here, whether you're watching on Twitch or you're watching on YouTube. But yeah, like, you'd expect a match like this, where even with the 2 high flyers here, that Wesley and Javon Evans, you'd want it to be a little slow to start, a little methodical. And it is also, as much as I kid about it, it's a lot about the WWE style, for lack of a better term, that the pace is a little bit more deliberate. But when you need to throw out those spots, you can. But yeah, if you guys have a thought about who you'd assume be the favorite of this, feel free to let me know. But Ethan Page, maybe. I legit think it's gonna be a roll of the punches here for who gets this. Like, we still got 2 more minutes yet before our next competitor comes out. For those just popping in again, the countdown clock on here is the countdown to Collision. We had it on earlier for our countdown to Deadline. I'd like to see one of these matches where they do finally get a decision these first couple minutes. I love how the scoreboard's just blank right now. Uh-oh. Booker T, you're not supposed to talk about a botch when it happens. Uh-oh. So yeah, we're just 1 minute away from bringing in our second competitor in here. Or our third, I guess. Our second interval. A really awkward counter, a backdrop driver. I like that. I like it when it's a little awkward. Because it's not supposed to be a clean break. You're supposed to try and keep your move on. He didn't get the spring on it. Technically, feet on the rope should not be a break here. All right, so Nathan Frazier's got to go at least 15 minutes here. Well, actually, he's going to have to go 20 minutes here because he's the second man in. He's got extra time here on the clock. Straight at AJ Styles with that one right there. Get the pin. I thought they were going to get a quick pin. I want to see a period where somebody's in there just either taunting the crowd or doing jumping jacks or doing something easy that way. I do like the scoreboard they have, though, for this. Oh, geez. Gotta love the wheel kick. He's making... I love how Evans is like, yeah, no, ref, you better be... you better be ready here. Oh, Jesus. Evans just pops into the ring and pops out of the ring in one shot here. Honestly, if you're going to do like a WWE All-Stars game, that should be a move for Evans, where he literally pops into the ring and flies over it outside the other way. Well, obviously he's able to do something right, because if Javon gets down one fall already... I think that was the move they were trying to pull off earlier. He holds his ribs every match. It's not like he's like... Frazier's not going to get a fall, probably. Oh, never mind. Flipped out. Over the top, boom. I'd love to go sit in the penalty box as long as nobody got too far ahead. If it's only 1-1, I'd gladly sit in 2 minutes and give myself a breather. You notice Frazier on that roll there? He actually went and put his hands down on the shoulders. All right, that was... Well, once again, I will categorize that as the word awkward. Still worked, but, you know, awkward as hell. Frazier manages to push his way through. So we got 30 seconds till our third competitor comes out. And then we're going to have supposedly one more. I assume Ethan Page is going to be number 4. If it ends up being Obafemi and he comes out number 4, this place will come unglued. No, Ethan Page taking his sweet time. So Ethan could get a couple quick falls here, get a huge lead. And then whoever comes in number 5 is going to be, oh God. Page, get in the box. Oh, this is hilarious. Is he going to get jobbed out through the whole thing here? Oh, we almost had a fight in the penalty box coming. Yeah, we're gonna have to see who that last one is. But this should turn out. Oh God, here we go. Frazier loading up. Take a pin. Frazier looked like he would. I want to see Paige eat another one. Well, it looks like we're returning the favor here. Oh, and Frazier's busted open. Send the doctor with him. Send the doctor with him. So Javon doesn't have a fall yet. He's the only one so far. I'm sure if that stays at 0, Ed and Astrid are going to be going... Well, Ed's going to be going nuts over it. He just can't hit that springboard, save his life. Nice scorpion kick. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Jesus! I love how Ethan doesn't even have to explain what. He just yells, run. So I'm assuming it's... It might be Lexus King. But hell, if it's Oba Femi, like, look out. Especially if you throw Paige in the box. Frazier's busted open, so he can barely make it out. Watch Javon get like 3 falls in like 2 minutes. Nice kick to the head. Oh, everybody's getting their shots in. With 15 seconds to go, this is going to be... Oh, here we go, the fall down spot. Oh my God! Yeah, this is gonna be fun. So if you haven't heard, Omofemi wasn't moving up to the roster or anything. He wasn't doing anything nuts. He was actually at home with his family in Nigeria for a little while. Just took some time off. I don't know if there were any family issues or anything, but he was with family. I don't know who attacked Eddie Thorpe, but Omofemi's a hell of a replacement regardless. Javon got him down to a knee. Jesus! All right, there's one. Well, Femi's got a point. Everybody but Javon's got a point, which means Javon should win, correct? Ethan, just no. Nobody wants to give Femi the lead here. So, you know, he's asking, well, how did Oba get this match? You go tell him he's not qualified. That's the easiest way to explain this. You go tell him he's not qualified. No, Nathan. No, Nathan. Nathan. Poor Nathan. Yeah, you're going to the box. Smart move. Smart for the pinfall, not smart for his life. Oba's going to the box. So technically, I know personally as a referee, I've worked many a timekeeper's box at hockey games. We're told you're not allowed. Tiffany Stratton, eat your heart out with that moonsault. All right, Javon's on the board. Yep, there it is. Now you got to scoop Ethan Page out of the way so that Wesley can get in the box. Somebody get Uh-oh. Javon locked eyes with Oba. This is not good. I love how they keep hyping it up as the last live event of the new year. Why not hype it up as the last one ever on the network? I guess if you're going to do it, if you're going to try and stick and move, that'd be the way to do it, back and forth like that. So now everybody's got to fall. We got 5 minutes to go. Are we going to get one fall to finish it, or are we going to get 3? And the reason I say 3 is the only other way you could do this is maybe with 3 minutes to go, have somebody get a fall so they go up 2 to 1 for everybody else. And then you have somebody come in and get 2 quick falls to end it. I'm really surprised that Oba didn't try to catch all 3. You're going to try and team up and beat up Oba? I don't think it's going to work too well. Just on cork shot. You really think you're going to be able to take care of Oba like that? Watch Ethan Page steal it here, because he hasn't been around for quite a bit. That's how D'Angelo did it. And more importantly, Oba Femi ends up in the penalty box. The fact that Oba Femi cannot be in the match for 90 seconds, he shows up with 2 minutes to go now. So, call back. Get in the box in a hurry. If you don't get in the box, you're not going to be able to win, period. I love Oba. Bring him. He's got 30 seconds to beat him up now. Ethan is such a comedian. I love it. Then it'd be like, Mr. Femi, you can come out now. All right, I can see Femi end up getting a quick fall here. Somebody's got to get one, if not 2 here, right? I almost feel that maybe Paige sneaks it out. Well, they just took out the glass on the side. Jeez. So, what happens if you tie it? I'd assume Oba's got to get a fall. Or does Javon sneak one at the end here? Oba gets two. Are you kidding me? Damn. All right, interesting finish. This might tell me who's winning the main event here tonight. Just a slight chance we see we might see Trick win tonight. Just a hunch. It depends. Like, do they play up Oba as a face or a heel? Because they've been using him as a heel for the most part here. And Trick versus Oba would be a hell of a match. Oba versus Ridge. Ridge has got some work to do. Unless you want to do the transitional champ thing. You notice how they're editing the clock out of there? Because Evans was supposed to roll over for that cover a lot faster. So it makes me wonder who's going to win the women's now. Now Eddie Thorpe has a complaint now that Ethan Page in the box and it with a kid that has a sign saying "Ego sucks." That's pretty awesome. But yeah, pretty decent match to start off. Interesting finish there with the double pinfall. I'd almost like it if they had two referees available for a match like that. Hey, Brian, how you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. We're on a little early tonight with the Sidecast because we're actually doing two shows. WWE and AEW decided to run on the same night. First of two Saturdays in a row that's going to happen. The other exception is, the next one's next Saturday. But the other exception is the other one's at NBC. And AEW is going to be on TNT next week. So, as always. But yeah, just hope everything's going well for you. How you doing? What's going on? I wanted to get a chance to watch this tonight because it is the last ever PLE on the WWE Network ever. Because as of January 1st, everything moves over to Netflix. Hanging in there, that's good enough for now. Fair enough. For me, I'm busy. This is that time of year where everything got busy. Work schedule's been changing a lot. Try to tune in. So right now, the countdown clock on the screen here is until AEW Collision comes up at the top of the hour on TNT. The NXT PLE is on if you're in the States, it's on Peacock. In Canada, it's on the WWE Network. So yeah, there's we got a little elongated story here. It's interesting that they're doing an actual PLE build for Saturday night's main event. I don't know how they're maintaining 3 shows, 4 shows at ROH. Well, when you talk, I assume you're talking about AEW right now. So, yes, they do. Right, currently they have 4 shows. December 27th is the final taping of Rampage on Friday. The Friday night show Rampage has been discontinued once they got the new deal, but it ended at the end of the year. So AEW will have 2 main shows, Collision and Dynamite, Saturdays and Wednesdays. There has been rumors that they're shopping out another show to like Fox that used to have SmackDown. Yeah, Rampage, well, the numbers, I hate to bring up numbers because I really don't care about them a whole lot, but unfortunately, it's the case here. Rampage Friday nights are just they're fighting a lost cause against SmackDown. You got 2 hours of SmackDown, then you're supposed to watch an hour of Rampage, which Tony Khan up until this week has basically turned Rampage into that 3rd show that isn't as important. Just a lot of, like, don't get me wrong, they're good matches on there, but they almost feel like throwaway matches. This week he decides to throw 3 matches of the Continental Classic on Rampage this week, and everybody's like, what the? I want to go back and check out Commander versus Ricochet, which happened yesterday. If you haven't seen Commander, do yourself a favor, do so. By the way, the other thing about tonight, something special about tonight, NXT Deadline is coming from the Armory in Minnesota. It's a smaller venue. AEW Collision is coming from Columbus Galaxy Con. So they're actually at a gaming and a comic book convention. So they're going to be, they just announced SummerSlam 2026 in Minnesota. Oh, Lexus, are you ever going to get some charisma? Then why are you here? Yeah, why are you doing there? What the? Okay. The current AAA Cruiserweight Champion is Cool Commander's getting the shot. Yes, it sucks that it... no. Get back to that comment in about a minute and a half here. He's trying to be relatable. Lexus is trying. I'll give him that. He's failing, but he's trying. Well, unfortunately, I don't think he's ever felt satisfaction in his whole life. Maybe it's just me, but So everybody but Dempsey has a match tonight? Zarya taking a page out of Harlan Abbott. Doing weightlifting with guardrails. Oh, goody. They couldn't even get a warehouse to do this match. All right, we're back. All right, so yeah, so these extras get to play at ringside. Oh, nice. These rental wrestlers just try to bring the underground feel to it. But yeah, the current AAA Cruiserweight Champion gets a chance. Oh, he's had tons of great match. Like, do yourself a favor, check out last night's match on Rampage or Ricochet. Like, there's been some moves there and just, wow. But yeah, he's done great in AAA. It sucks that it had to come at the expense of Juice Robinson, who ended up injured in his first match with Will Ospreay, and therefore was not able to continue the tournament. But we're going to get 4 great matches out of Commander. One was last night. We still got 3 more to go. Yeah, Juice broke his fibula. I'll just call it straight up. He broke his fibula in the match with Ospreay, so he's going to be out for a while. And it just seems the Bang Bang Gang is just... Even Jay White was talking about it on Wednesday during Dynamite, where he just literally turned around like, well, I guess they're all gone, so it's just me now. The fibula, yeah. So he actually broke the bone. It was either during or right after the match, but yeah, it was in the match and he still finished. Originally, people thought it's a hairline fracture. It's not a big one. So originally people thought it was an ankle injury, but it ended up being that actually the fibula was broken. So yeah, that's just showing up the... Pour one out for Juice? Well, I'll pour one in me. Oh, yeah, he'll be back. It'll be about a year. I'd love to see him be the Magic surprise for the C2 next year. Like with rumors that Mike Bailey's going to be back. Starting in January or February here. The fact that Josh Alexander's contract apparently is up in February. There's a lot of circumstances going on right now where there's... Like, we talked about 2024 being the year of movement. And we're going to have to talk about that one of these times here. Like, all the movement that's gone around for wrestlers, and as much as there has and hasn't been... Jada wins with a brick. I remember that down at the last time we did the double sidecast. So what we're coming up to here right away here is the NXT Underground match, which if you've watched Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, it's the exact same thing. It's knockout, tap out, referee stoppage. It's no ropes. And I love the fact that the week before this, they actually had... Nice to see the Diablo logo in the middle of the ring. Hey, fanboy, have you checked out Diablo 4 yet? Or... I played it once or twice. I played Diablo 2 back in when it first came out. And I couldn't get into it. It's just the way that Just the way that it moves around on a keyboard. I will say, if you want people to change the channel and get ready to go to Collision, this might be the match to do it. Which I think. Is well. Yeah, Diablo 4. Did you try Diablo 4? I played Diablo 2. That's the last time I've touched it. Back when it released, way back in like 01, 02, wherever it was. Forever ago. Oh, I thought she was bringing out some Vikings with her here. Gotta love Lola coming out to the GTA background and all such. Every one of these matches tonight almost feels like they need rules for them. I played a ton of 2, and I remember being at the midnight release for D3 when it came out, which is crazy to think of midnight releases, but no D4. I've heard mixed feelings about it, but at least they're doing some consistent updates for it. Give full credit for it. Path of Exile 2 filled that hole, yeah. I've seen a lot of streamers playing that right now, getting into it. From what I've seen, it feels the same, plays the same. It's not free anymore. Oh, okay. That's why I see a lot of streamers do it, because streamers get sub money, so that sort of makes sense. 30 is pretty good, but can't do it now. Hey, fair enough. This going to be over in like 30 seconds? You can tell Jada's not used to a match like this, because she's trying to create space. Oh, right into the jobbers. So as this match wraps up, I'm going to have to see if I can make sure TSN can get me Collision set up here, so. But yeah, just watching everything go the way that it is right now. WWE's put on a good show, but like I said, right here, this match feels almost like it doesn't belong in a way. This almost feels like it should be at feels like it should be at a Galaxy Con or something, just like what Collision's doing tonight. For those just popping in at the last moment, the countdown clock just below me here. This is the countdown to Collision. So, we got... we got a couple shows going on here. I don't expect NXT to last much after 9:30 Eastern, so the last hour should be just Collision, or last half hour should be just Collision for us, but you never know. WWE hasn't been afraid to, overstep their boundary a bit. John Bones Jones, really? You're going to use that as an example book? Come on. You're better than this. Well, actually, it's Booker. He's not really better than that. Now into an ankle lock and an E-bar. You gotta... I can confidently say this right now. 3 words. Oba freaking Femi. I was about ready to do the strut myself as I was seeing him coming out. It seems very coincidental that there was an update by SRS on him. By the way, good to see you, FaZe. Great to see you here tonight. Yeah, it was a different way to finish things off. I was actually really happy about it. The double pin. I still would like 2 referees making that call right there. Just looks visually better. But that's just a very small detail. Glad to see Obafemi's getting the work done now. Is that I predict surely going to retain and instead deliver Oba wins the title? Simple booking make of absolutely. I was trying to figure out which way they want to play Oba because he almost feels like a sympathetic heel in some ways to a lot of people. But yeah, play him up as the heel going against Trick. And that's a way you could possibly get Trick out of... And here's the other question. Do they send Trick out of the way with this free agency period coming up? Okay, so this is going to get interesting here. All right. So, chat, I learned something new here. I can't do 2 pop-in players at the same time. Any chance Oba can turn babyface and then, if that's the case, Rich could win the title tonight? That's what I'm thinking here. Like, Oba has been cheered so much that he does feel like a babyface in some ways. So, yeah, we possibly could work that out. I would love to see it. Like, Oba, I think, works better as a heel, but if the fans are going to get behind him, you don't argue with the fans, right? I think that's one of the biggest things that people forget. You don't argue with the fans. But yeah, and this match here, well, it's not bad. Like, I just am not good with a Ridge versus Oba meat slap and meat. I just think that, to be honest, watching everything that Ridge is doing, Ridge has, in many ways, the personality of a dry paper bag. Karate don't mean nothing in this world. Shut up, Booker. The only thing I'm happy about on this is the fact that I can actually mute him once Collision shows up here right away. Well, that didn't work well. There you go. That worked better. No, Ridge, I think he's been trying. He's been trying to get these promos out. They tried to make him sympathetic. They tried to... The main reason he became as hated villain as he was is simply because of the loss of Chase U. And I also wonder what's going to happen with that right now. Duke Hudson, Thea Hale. Like, besides my 2K24 run where Thea walked out on me, I still feel that, I still think those guys in Chase U deserve better. And I also wonder what they're going to do with them at this point. I'm actually surprised. This is why a match like this sort of takes me out of things a lot. This underground match. A match like this should not be this long. It also used like all these extra circumstances. It's a fight. Oh, I'm going to sit on her. I guess that's an inventive way of using an ass drop here without any ropes. Oh, of course they got to get that trope in there. Jesus, I can't. Ugh. Like I said, a match like this just... You can't be dumb enough to realize that pinfalls don't count here. Especially when all you really want to do is just beat the living crap out of someone with a feud like this. Now I got the sleeper in. All right, maybe they can finish it this way. Unless she drops onto some more people here outside the ring. Hey, Zodiac, how you doing? We're just oh my God, you got perfect timing. Collision is just about to start. I got 2 monitors running right now. Oh, Jada's got a brick out. And here we go. Collision is live. I am loving... So, the GalaxyCon, there are no seats up in the bleachers. It's all floor. And yeah, this is gonna be a lot of fun. Like, I got a lot of wrestling on my screens right now. So, how you doing tonight, Zodiac? By the way, I didn't get a chance to ask. Fletcher Garcia tonight. Sorry, Fletcher and Okada, Garcia Briscoe. Well, that should be a walk away. I'm doing okay. Busy as always. Like I said, we're an hour in right now. We got to see the return of Oba Femi in the Iron Survivor match with a very unique finish. And we just finished up the NXT Underground match. Rampage was last night. Was great. I've seen the highlights. I've seen the Commander Ricochet match. I'm looking to get back to it. By the way, since Collision's starting and since we have both shows on, I'm going to make this announcement here. We're going to have a very special... We got some special streams coming lined up. I'm going to let you guys know as we go along. Next week's special stream is the Game Awards watch-along. The Game Awards will actually be on our screen here. I'll be hiding in that corner over there. And we'll be watching it together. Week after that, plan is... I won't be on the Thursday because I'm hosting a comedy... well, most of my trivia is comedy, but I digress. We'll be hosting... I'm looking to do a Final Battle watch-along for ROH on the Friday night. And then the week after that, and this is where the correlation comes in, the final Rampage ever, we're going to do a sidecast for it. It's going away forever, just like tonight's NXT Deadline is the last PLE on the network ever. So, yeah, I'm just looking forward to a lot of great wrestling here. I got a couple things that I'm working on right now, just trying to make things go better here. But yeah, we get Commander and Darby tonight. It's a game of how can you top this? R.I.P. Rampage, absolutely. Punk killed it a while ago. I'm teasing, of course, but the fact that the fact that it used to have such great ratings, and then everybody realized that SmackDown was getting better, and nobody wanted to watch 3 hours of wrestling anymore. It was just a rip on Rampage, and that led to the RIP. So, Alex should be leaving the ringside area, I do believe. So, and they're doing the NXT title match now? Sort of makes sense. I played Punk for everything. I will give you that. But how cool is this that we get to see Galaxy Con, one of the bigger cons in the Eastern States, hosting AEW wrestling? This used to be where the WWE Experience was. They used to have that a year before. But now they've upped this to actually having a full episode of Collision here. And I like them going out to these little venues like this. 2 weeks from now, they're going to Hammerstein, which is going to be a ton of fun. Gee, Commander's not only quick, he's sudden. I think is that the proper way to say it there? I love the fact that we're probably going to get this entire match here between Darby and Commander in before they actually get to the NXT title match. I keep forgetting the pacing of the shows is so different. But now that we're a week into the Continental Classic, what are your predictions so far? Has there been anything that's really surprised you? Is there anything that you really look to say you didn't expect? Like right now, it's pretty much... For me, the one thing I'm really wondering about right now is who's going to get booed more, Kyle Fletcher or Okada? Who's going to get the boos through that? I think it's going to be Fletcher probably. Still anticipating Fletcher Ospreay? Yeah. I still feel it's going to be a semifinal where Ospreay might actually be that second place. Darby throwing out some moves here. You don't have many matches where Darby has very few matches where he can be considered the bigger guy. It almost feels like that's the case here. What happened to NXT? What happened to Chase U there? Andre Chase looked back and somebody was blocking his way there. Steph looking absolutely angry, getting ready for this. Axiom's pissed. I thought Commander was going to steal a win there. I find it really... Oh, they're doing the tag match right now. Okay. Sorry, folks. I'm popping back and forth. I got two screens going on right now. This is a little bit nuts. I should actually focus on the wrestling here because, once again, I get a big laugh out of the fact that we're probably getting 3/4 of our match here between Commander and Darby with just... So how does the Continental title rank in the AEW hierarchy? If I had to rank the titles, and I'm not counting ROH, of course the AEW World title's got to be very top. I'd almost have to say, in terms of notoriety, TBS has got to go too. AEW Women's goes 3. And Darby just killed himself on a chair. Jesus! Oh yeah, I know. I'm counting both. I'm going both ways here. Like I'm actually hierarchying both sets of titles. And yes, I do consider TNT further down. This TBS, AEW Women's, Continental TNT. I'm not counting the multi-person titles because they're on their own branch right now, and basically that branch has probably been pruned a few too many times. But I digress. But the Continental I would put above the TNT just because, yes, they've had good matches, but not real. You put Continental below TNT? The reason I almost go the other way, and I'm sure you got valid reasons for it. I don't blame you. Because the Continental doesn't really... Okada's done nothing with it. Yeah, true. Eddie Kingston tried to do a lot with it before he got injured. But then you put it on somebody who doesn't wrestle a lot. But you got... when it comes to the TNT Championship, Jack's made his own design. I get that. I appreciate that. But I don't know if anybody's been really made from that match. A little bit of like, it also has a little bit of time as well. And here's the other one. This tells you a lot, even though I probably would rank it higher than both of them, would be the international title. From Orange's run to Pac's run to what Takeshita's doing with it now. Like, it's a lot to realize that there's that many titles available in AEW. And I still feel, in many ways, there is a possibility right now that we might get, too many. And this is where I'm going with this. And I've heard this story come up a few times. And this could be a little cheeky, but you have Ospreay win the Continental Championship. He challenges Takeshita to a unification match with the international title. So would that mean that the titles combined would be the Intercontinental Championship? little bit of insanity there, but you know what? I wouldn't mind it. But the fact that the Takeshita is actually going around Intercontinental Championship, International Continental Championship. Hey, you know what? You could call it the ICC. As long as you don't call it the IWC. I love how the referee actually has to see if Commander's still awake after they hit each other. Also, they're actually doing a big countdown to on sale for All In. So I have put in my request for days off for all the AEW pay-per-views that are listed so far. The only one I booked but didn't know for sure was Double or Nothing in Vegas. Well, Double or Nothing wherever it is. I really do hope. The International Wrestling Championship, I know you were going with that. I'd love to see it. Oh my God, we're finally getting wrestling on NXT. It has been forever since we've seen a match here. I would love to get to it All In one of these days, just to be around a bunch of AEW fans. Just like we are here. Like, I appreciate having you all here. But yeah, watching NXT and AEW at the same time. A lot of good wrestling here regardless. Oh God. Commander just flying a Spanish fly out of nowhere. I like how Nigel brings up the fact that you had Darby here grab the rope rather than kick out, but he also grabbed it with the wrong shoulder, so it might also be that there's a possibility. Oh, this does not look. Why is Darby doing a back rake? He's not a bad guy. Don't bounce outside. Coffin drop out of the ring. He's got so he can do it. This tag title match here for the champs versus No Quarter Catch Crew. This almost gives me shivers of Adam Cole MJF taking on either one of their title defenses, where Adam Cole couldn't do a whole bunch, so MJF had to do most of the work. Axiom's got to do a whole bunch of work here to keep things going here. Uh-oh. Jesus! Well, Darby's knee's gone. Darby went for a flip and he just landed on his knee there. And Darby's down again. I wonder if, could Darby seriously end up with 0 points after 2 matches? Darby caught. Oh, down. Nice little cover there. That landing on the apron was rough. Absolutely. Like, if you're not ultra flexible in that knee would be ripped apart right there. But a neat little cover there by Darby to get the victory. Like, I don't expect Commander to get a single win going into this. If they resume Juice's schedule, maybe, but I didn't expect Juice to get much either. Like, Commander's 0-3 now, and he's got Claudio and Brody left. Like, good luck. And Wednesday we get Ospreay and Darby. And then so we get Ospreay and Darby in 2 weeks. Okay. That makes sense. All right, I'm a little off here. So once again, they're bringing over the card. Brody's going to eat Commander. I am not really looking forward to that. Well, I'm looking forward to that, but I'm not looking forward to that. Oh! Really? Really, Callis? I love the fact that Callis is wearing a brown suit because he probably needs it for that one there. Jesus. Hot take, maybe Callis family having all the belts makes some sense if they come out together more. That's true. Getting the tag titles on Archer and Cage. Yeah, I would say that would be a hell of a get. They need to get a woman there so that they can complete that. Have Mariah there as a woman's person in that group. Just yeah, it's gonna be like Callis. Oh, back to what I was saying from like 15 minutes ago. Sorry, we got a commercial break on one. We got a mid card. We got a middle of a mid card title match here and on the other here. I like the fact that the No Quarter Catch Crew's getting his getting their own here, and the fact they're getting an opportunity. Maybe even to get the titles, but Dempsey and Rand are doing more for that group than anybody else. Callis is a heat magnet. They need that stable to be more disruptive. Absolutely. Callis gets instant boos. Like, I was listening to Busted Open Radio. I know. Sorry to... Earlier, I think it was on Friday. And LaGreca just could not understand why they had Benjamin versus Fletcher on Wednesday. And I'm like, well, you're doing and they were wondering why Shelton was getting cheered as much. And it's amazing how people can only understand one type of wrestling. And they also don't understand that hear me out, chat. Let me know what you think about this statement. Kyle Fletcher has taken over from MJF as the number one heel in the company. What do you think of that? I think there could be a very strong case for it because, frankly, he is absolutely hated for what he did to the top babyface in the company. And yes, I know there's a few questions whether that's either Swerve or is that Ospreay. Nice work by Axiom there on the team-up move. If the champs retain, I'm going to be absolutely shocked here at this point. Do we get the breakup today? That's the question. Between Axiom and Nathan Frazier. We've been teasing it for a while. And the fact that, we're talking about how the Callis family needs the titles, maybe having the No Quarter Catch crew get a few titles might actually be a good idea too. Oh, we're going to have fun with this. Serena Deeb, Willow Nightingale, I think it's pretty much... I don't see Deeb winning it, but... Crowd actually cheering. Oh, Willow get that pop. Gotta love it. I just love the vibe that we're getting here. And this comes back to that Old Testament that we were talking about earlier. Having half full buildings that are larger is less effective than full smaller buildings. You cannot create that level of FOMO with the huge buildings like that. You can create a level of FOMO, especially in a galaxy. Look at that. Look at that shot of the crowd. The full shot of the crowd as you're going along here. Like, that is evil levels of packness. You know what's funny? I agree with the shirt. Nobody cares about her. If you guys don't know the joke about that shirt, Serena came out after the last Britt Baker victory and tried to stick her nose in like she could be the next big opponent. And Britt just turned around and told everybody, nobody cares when you come out. Just face it. So maybe Serena's going to try and take that and go with something here. Like, I expect a good match tonight. I think the biggest problem here, the biggest thing that's going to have to be determined here, as Nathan's trying to survive on the top rope here. Serena's going to just, like, her wrestling's there. It's just, they got to find something to grind in there to keep her interested on stuff. Serena Deeb is the Shinsuke Nakamura of the AEW women's division. Well, was. Shin won one. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Serena needs something. The only difference is I find Serena's promos to be very lacking. And I hate to say it, but I was the town that started the Let's Go Oilers chant while she was trying to do a promo about her the struggles she's overcome. Don't get me wrong, it's an absolute POS thing to do by the fans, but at the same time, You as the talent have to give us a reason not to do that. Oh, is this going to be quick? Oh, no, it's not going to be quick. Oh, that's got to suck. Oh. Have you ever landed on your tailbone like that? I know I have. I actually ended up cracking ribs because of it. I love how they're advertising Fight for the Fallen with the mother of all simulcasts. I thought this would, well, this is the mother of all sidecasts right here. Once again, everybody, thank you for stopping by. I truly do appreciate it. If you are new here, hit that follow button. Or if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe. Oh, little malfunction between Axiom and Nathan. Oh, jeez. Nathan just ate a Death Valley driver on the apron. That's going to be it. No! Sorry, they're getting to the good point here. Like, it's hard to figure out which transition you want to do, but naturally with the picture or the commercial break going on, or picture-in-picture, it's easier for us to see which one we're supposed to be watching. Jesus! Axiom throws out a Canadian Destroyer out of nowhere. And Axiom and Nathan Frazier retain. That's hilarious. Oh, and now we got the surfboard going up, or the bow and arrow. Great NXT tag team title match here. Great women's Serena's so smart, moving from move to move to move so quickly here. Are you actually going to try a body stroke? No. Try a submission. Go for a stump puller? Just twisting up like a pretzel everywhere here. I wonder when this crowd's finally going to turn on Nathan and Axiom for the fact that they're getting John Cena in a little bit here. Because, hell, I got some people that are already complaining that Rhea Ripley's getting the John Cena treatment in a way. Serena's just so good at her submission game here. And we head back to off-commercial break there. As we... I appreciate the fact that they're finally recognizing Wrestle Dynasty on the show. They need to start doing that a little bit more. Because we got a lot of talent that are going over there right now. Because Kenny Omega's having his return match against Gabe Kidd on January 5th. You got Brody King's going to be there. The Bucks are scheduled to be there, but their opponents had to withdraw. Jack Perry's going to be there. Oh, goody. We're getting to talk of CM Punk here. That's great. Go for that Dr. Bob perfect lock here. Deeb's got to get some iron in that arm there before Willow's going to take it down. Or a leaping lariat, one or the other. It's funny, I was on the Get the Tables stream just hanging out in the chat last night, and it got me thinking. Some of the better wrestlers that you see, oh God. Oh, I thought they were going to give it to Deeb there. Deeb versus Hayter? But Serena's got to follow up here. It wouldn't be a bad match, don't get me wrong. And the fact that you could possibly send... My personal feeling is the fact they want to send Willow to Wrestle Dynasty as a thank you for all the work that she did for... Oh, jeez. Oklahoma Stampede. Dr. Death Steve Williams, eat your heart out. But just as a thank you for all the work that she did when they had that title, when Mercedes was supposed to win the New Japan Strong title, they got that ankle injury mid-match. So the first ever match that they do in AEW, or sorry, at New Japan as part of Wrestle Dynasty, it would actually be pretty cool to have Willow as part of that. So... Okay, nope, never mind. Oh. Alright, Willow gets out of it. That's cool. You know when Deeb hits every finisher and it doesn't work, you know where it's going, right? Alright, this is where the reversal comes in. There it is. Nope. The pounce. Period. I'm trying to get better at that. I'm trying to time it better with my voice. And there's the Dr. Bob Goodnight nurse. Stop playing with your food and you finally get it. And it looks like AEW's got a poker site on their screen now. So Hayter and Willow Nightingale next Saturday going up against following the NBA. So there's a possibility we could have a late start next Saturday. And that's our WrestleMania night for two. Uh-oh. Um, what the hell was that? Renee's getting abused these last few days. Like Mariah almost took out Renee on Wednesday. Now Thunder Rosa's starting to shake up. So now they're doing the heavyweight feud. So chat, do we get a 4-way or do we get a 3-way? Or do we get a 4-way with Orange Cassidy? It almost looks obvious that we're going to get Hangman and Jay White as part of a title match with Moxley. But now with Orange getting involved again, does he get another shot? Christian Cage, I can't see why to cash in that title shot at World's End. I can see him cashing it after World's End's done, but now we're getting Claudio out here. So I give my ears a little bit of a rest here for a second, especially now that Eric Bischoff's on my screen here. So. Oh no, it's Pac coming out. Okay. But he's got literally everybody with him. Wonder if they did any autograph signings while they were there. Moxley does not look like he would be a guy to sign many autographs. Unless you want him in blood. For some reason, I could see Moxley, if you ever wanted an autograph from him, he'd stab you first so he could use your blood as ink. Oh, we're going to hear from Moxley. Okay, that's a different story here. Got to discuss everything that's been happening here. Pac just doesn't have any, formal dress gear. That's the only difference here. Moxley looks just so unimpressed right now. It is pretty hilarious if you ask me. All right, Moxley's like, no, you guys don't know what you want. Moxley's home. I think I'd love if AEW took an ECW route and just ran with these small They are cutting back. I would love for them to get more of these sites like this. Just got to mute the NXT stream here as they're doing the promo package for Trick and Ridge. So Mox is treating this whole like a burden. This is the hilarious part. Uh-huh. It's funny because Moxley and Hangman almost feel like they're the same personality here in some ways. Uh-huh. Hangman is pre-rehab box. That's cold, but I'll take it. That is great. All right. Uh, and here comes Orange. Just to piss off Moxley again. Just right on time. That is going to be such a freaking tag match on Wednesday. Pac and Moxley versus White and Cassidy. I'll take that 16 times a day and twice on Sunday. Yes, I know that sounded completely wrong, but I don't care at this point. I love how he rolls right past Pac. He won't even look at Moxley. Oh, there's a microphone. Knew he was talking to some there. That's gotta suck to roll the rig with it. Well, the crowd's still into him. I love this. I love this. So Orange is basically turning into the conscience of AEW, which really isn't the worst thing in the world. Don't tempt him. Don't tempt him. Don't tempt Moxley like that. Thought he was going to throw it at Marina. Well, Marina fixed that up. For some reason, I knew Marina had to be the guy to do, or the lady to do it. Moxley gets laid out at Comic-Con for Wonder who's coming out for the save. Is it going to be White? Or is there going to be no save? Somebody got a camera crew back there? Nope, we're going to commercial break. Something got pre-taped earlier. As we got the, oh my God, Trick might win this early. Oh no, never mind. So with Oba Femi winning the Iron Survivor, who do you think wins this match? Is it going to be Ridge? Is it going to be Trick? Are we going to get Trick versus Oba, or are we going to get Ridge versus Oba? If you want to treat Oba as a super over babyface, which wouldn't surprise me a little bit, I think you would go. I would go with Ridge in many ways here, but the fact that Ridge is wearing white too, that also doesn't help his cause. It's an old Ric Flair thing. Anytime Rick wore white, it never worked out. No, but once again, everybody, thank you for stopping by here. It's been 2 hours of chaos so far. 2 very strong PLEs going, well, premium live events on both ends, I guess, in many ways. Normally, we are just AEW Collision. Next week, we might be Collision exclusive. I still have to check out if I have NBC. And I'm sorry, WWE, but I'm not paying extra money a month just to watch one TV show. I know you Americans basically have NBC on basic cable, but we don't up here. But yeah, our main event is actually going to be the Women's Iron Survivor match, which takes a lot of guts to do that. Just for the fact that there's no real surprise, there's no real... It also what makes me wonder who's going to win that just to put things over the way they are. Uh-oh. Looks like we're coming back to see what happened to Orange. Does he get stuffed in the back of a truck? Maybe they will bury him somewhere. I wouldn't put it behind Moxley to go bury a body somewhere, even if it's still warm. I thought we were coming back from commercial. Obviously, it's... There we go. FTR, huh? Ooh. Okay. I love this. Why would you run towards those guys? Why would you run towards the death threat? No, FTR stop. We're going to get FTR versus the death threat? Uh, uh, what's the phrase I'm looking for here, chat? Yes, please? Yes, please? Could we have FTR and Orange win the trios titles? I could take that. We're getting Fletcher and Okada at the top of the second hour. I will definitely take this right now. Ridge is definitely making it. Well, flipping back to NXT here, Ridge is definitely making an appearance for himself, pretty much dominating through this whole thing here. I'm so glad Don's not on commentary, just for the fact that he shouldn't be during these C2 matches. You're supposed to be away from ringside. But Okada's in a tough spot. If he ends up losing this match, he might actually be out of the playoffs. Because if you think about it, he only has 1 point. And Fletcher will have 6. Well, I think Fletcher might have... I'm just trying to remember the bracket there. He has 6 or he has 9 with a win on this one. The fact that Fletcher got that win on Claudio... That was huge. This one here, if he can get a win over Okada, you might as well just mail his ticket to the playoffs. It's going to be fun to see watching them run this 2 matches in one night deal with these guys. With the high octane offense that they have. Yep, the crowd's purely behind Okada here. So if Okada wins this, he'll go up to 7. If Fletcher wins, he goes up to 9. Which means the match tonight between Garcia and Mark Briscoe actually means a hell of a lot right now. If Okada wins it, that means there's a chance that Garcia could jump ahead of Fletcher in the standings. It is actually pretty cool, the fact that we can start talking math. We can start talking different combinations of permutations here during a wrestling show. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't mind a street bracket tournament, but a street bracket tournament is very... In many ways, it's very predictable once you get your first victory. Like, if you look at the U.S. title tournament right now on SmackDown, I'd say it was fairly obvious where they were going on that. So you got Meechin and Tiff on one side, you got Bayley and Chelsea on the other. I'd almost say once you had Chelsea there, you pretty much could figure out where you go with the rest of it. So AJ and Big Justice are being used as marketers for AEW. That is hilarious. So for those popping in for NXT here, we do typically Dynamite and Collision every Wednesday and Saturday. Because both shows are on, I thought we'd throw it on and see how it looks. And Williams might get caught here. Getting close. I love how Nigel brings up the ways that you can cheat with a move. Oh, God. Nigel getting his Danielson shots in. I appreciate that. Trick with a Trouble in Paradise. So, for those that saw it, what'd you think of the New Day turn? I absolutely love how they did it. For the fact that it got such a reaction out of everybody. It's not common where you can find a way to have people get worked over from an entertainment perspective. And the fact that most fans got worked on this one. God bless Okada there. Usually does his tap and walk back. This time he tapped, walked back, and just drilled him. And Okada's facials just... People seem to take for granted the fact that Okada is one of the best wrestlers in the world, even though he is taking a bit of a lighter schedule now and hasn't been in there as much. Ridge go over the table again. It's actually pretty amazing here watching the counter programming back and forth between the two. Nice DDT there by Okada. And Ridge looking for that DDT on the... Or is he going over a pile driver? I thought that move was banned in WWE. Well, it makes no difference either way now. Oh, bringing him over to the Okada flag. Here we go. Gotta show off the merch whenever you can. Oh, God. They're hanging Trick. He almost lost an ear there. Vintage Fletcher. Oh, my God. Ridge is going to win it. Or is it first... Ridge hit his finisher and he didn't get it, that DDT. And people are asking why that DDT is a little more... Oh, he's going for a neutralizer now. People are asking why that DDT by Ridge is a little more painful than a regular one. It's because if you stretch out something and then you try to stab it, it actually hurts a lot more. And Trick wins it with the quick knee out of nowhere. So we are going to get Trick Williams versus Obafemi. Yes, boy, I believe is the term they use. But yeah, Trick did a hell of a good job here coming out of this. But I don't know how believable it was for Ridge. Like, they did a lot of things to let Ridge possibly win this, but as I'm watching it, do I think that Ridge is going to win it? After he kicked out of that DDT, I don't think so. Then he hit that jumping knee to finish things off, so they're going to be done about 7:30 tonight. Or 9:30 Eastern. Depending on how many commercials they have between now and the main event. I love the fact that they got the Ospreay's better chance here. The fans are paying attention. The fans know what to say. And that's something we're not used to in many situations. And you have Nigel here breaking down the essence of a chin lock. I do appreciate how he's trying to take some of the more elementary moves and make people realize how heavy they can be. But yeah, there's a possibility this could end up being a 30-minute draw or a 20-minute draw here. And I think a draw still works in Fletcher's advantage here. As we're showing Michael Cole being a complete, yeah. You know what? For his being in his job for as long as he has and putting up with the crap from Vince, he deserves to get through a lot of this stuff. Fletcher taking a sweet time here. I love listening. I appreciate how Cole actually gets out of his feet to make some of these calls. As we're getting more promos there, but this almost lines up to be a 20-minute draw at this point. It's always nice to see when Okada can pick up the pace like that. But it's nice when you get a match like this where you got a lot of action and then the pauses in the middle to give you the opportunity to give you sort of a sit back and relax here and listen to what. Let me tell you the story about what's coming up here and what we've gone through. And that's one thing I find in this match, and you can subtly see it every time Nigel and Tony talk while they're having a bit of a break here, giving you sort of a summary of where they come and summary of where they're going. The $1 Million Dream! Dragon suplex there. Nope, wasn't half and half, Nigel. Originally, it looked like he was going to try for a half and half there, but unfortunately, he hooked both arms behind the back, which... Sorry, Dragon is a full Nelson suplex. A Tiger is when you hold it Hold both arms behind his back. That is a flapjack. That is a flapjack you can put some syrup on. And the funny part is, they're in a convention center. That roof can't be that tall. I guess you are getting about 25, 30 feet, so. Nice little elbow. Sorry, Ethan Page is throwing a promo, which I usually enjoy his. That they're doing from a parking lot. Mr. Rainmaker. Nice drop kick. Ooh. Oh, go for that pile driver. There's your half and half. Okada's a face tonight, for the most part. It's gonna be interesting to see where they go from here on this. And Tiffy showed up at NXT. That's always a good time. Always good Tiffy time. Why is Tiffy possibly bringing up Tatum and Gigi versus JC and Jasmine? Okay. Tuesday will be fun. Make sure you check out OLE Podcast for the review. They'll have an NXT review later tonight. All right. They can promo stuff later. I can talk about that coming up later, but this is getting good. Just as we're getting close to time here. Oh, cheap spot. Oh, there you go. That could be the loss that sends Okada out of this tournament. Now, Okada has to hope that Briscoe gets a win. Like, if we look at the draw here, Fletcher's at 9. Unless Briscoe gets a win here. And then you still got 3 more matches for Shelton because Shelton lost to Kyle too. So, This could be rough. This match here, like, I think, what was it last year? 11 points got, what was it? 11 points got to that three-way? So 12 points got you in? Because I think there was that three-way that they had to have the tiebreaker to get the one side cleaned up. I think that was Moxley's side that they had to have the triple threat last year. I love the fact that they're really pushing these tickets 7 months in advance right now. There's a lot of shows that they're not allowed to promote that early, but that one they can. A lot of it has to do with venue bookings. As we go into AEW's got the commercial break. NXT's given the rules for the Iron Survivor match, which we've already been through already. When it comes to venue agreements, a lot of them state that if there's X and Y event in there, that is in a similar category as you cannot promote that event at that stadium. You can release tickets, but you can't advertise it until after the previous one's done. That's that could be possibly one of the reasons why GCW was getting a little upset about AEW running Hammerstein. There is no agreement in that place, but a lot of people think that way. And it's also a lot of an old school thinking that you don't promote one before the other happens. I know for Forbidden Door, they're not allowed to do anything until the Mania Tour goes through there in March. So they do that in, I believe that middle of March is when WWE finishes up their holiday tour when they're recording Raw at the O2. Which Forbidden Door will be there on the last week of August. But yeah, I've been places where I know where the venue is, I know what the show's going on, but we're literally not allowed to talk about it until X or Y happens, right? So, but yeah, we're just humming along tonight. A lot of great matches so far on both ends. Now we're getting into the Women's Iron Survivor match on the NXT, which is the main event. So we are going to be able to watch the main event of Collision undeferred, I believe is the term you use. So we're getting Julia and Ren right off the bat. That's pretty cool. And for Ren Sinclair, if you think back 1 year ago, she was in the NWA. She was one of the tag team champions there. For those that aren't familiar, the name Maddie Rankowski is what she went by before. And yeah, she was like a hell of a competitor. Couldn't find a way to get a break, and now she does. So, oh, here we go. Mariah Mina on our screen. So life is getting better. Make me walk. Claudio and Will. Ricochet and Brody. And Ricochet, both those guys need a win for a shot to make that playoffs. And then we got Cole O'Reilly 4. First 3 were in NXT, and then that main event with Pac and Moxley versus White and Cassidy. I still think we're going to get a trios title shot at that Asheville show. Could you imagine the trios titles getting lost by the Death Riders, and how much it would set Mox off? Oh goody, we have an already in the ring match. I will never feel tired of having the Beast Mortos out here as a in any kind of match that he's in. But at the same time, it's actually really good to have that at the same time we have the main event of the women here on NXT here. Once again, thank you everybody for stopping by. Like this is a lot of wrestling, and I'm just trying to make sure we talk about both as we go here. He was getting big pops on Rampage. Absolutely. That Mortos is more over all over the place than. See, now that I know who's in the ring right now with Mortos, this guy here is a man full of life's mistakes, and I would really appreciate Mortos beating him up even more. For those that aren't familiar with Aaron Solo, he was the former Mr. Bailey. Anybody who isn't able to keep her happy, like, yeah, you deserve a few beat-ups. Oh, God. That's done. So we haven't even... That match didn't even go 2 minutes. And the reason I could tell is there's an actual clock on the deadline screen for the women's match here. Mortos and Okada. Okada's probably going to get the win, but he is going to make Mortos look like $1 million. I mean, Darby is a former Mr. Gigi. Yeah, same. Well, it all rings about your type, right? Darby's getting beaten up every match he's in, so maybe it's apropos. Cardona versus... I saw the highlights about that, and that's one of the reasons why I want to check things. I also want to check out ROH. I have the ROH channel. I've had it for months. You're talking about big pops. That's what you were talking about. And I was talking about Chelsea earlier, so automatically Cardona should come to mind. And we were talking about GCW, which... This is bringing up a whole different can of worms. Tony Khan pulling out his petty card, and I love it. And Top Flight's dissolving. Oh, goody. Top Flight falling apart. Ah, yes, the Mina Shirakawa match. Everybody be happy now. As we're getting Sol Ruka to come out to take on Julia and Maddie here. Or Ren, sorry. It's so funny, you know, you talk about Chelsea and then all of a sudden we go to Mina. It's like, all right, pick your poison, folks. It's going to be interesting to see what that match looks like on Wednesday. Two people that know each other very well. The only thing I hope, the only thing I really do hope about that is they give it time. That's the biggest problem we have with if they're going to do this as I love poison. Yeah. I love poison. I'll give you that. No, The biggest problem we always have when it comes to AEW right now is just the women's matches not getting time. Well, the women not getting time, period. But I really do hope that Emmy gets a good showing here too, because she's one of those that's had done a lot of training for a lot of the Japanese women that have come up in this generation. And now Thunder Rosa's distracting Mina at ringside. I guess it is a convention, so you just you're just one of the presenters. You got to hang out with everybody else. Oh, great. Now we're getting a poker club. All right. Now I got to check out my gambling. Well, I guess it's better than DraftKings for tonight. I can handle play a little bit of cards depending on what the cost is for it. So, oh, nice little rake down the arm there. Soul getting caught in a heel hook here. Or no, that's Julia. Now Soul's got the figure four around the head. And what's Julia's got planned? And Julia's got the neck vice. And Ren just hits a drop kick just to break it all up. I love Mina No Cell. It's almost like this crowd's trying to get into this. They've been great all night. I will say that. For a smaller crowd, you got that atmosphere, and it just feels great. Here they go. Now they're starting to pick up a little bit. But that's the thing. When you go to a convention like this, most of the time, tickets are dirt cheap to get there, typically. Because you paid enough to get in the door for the convention. And now Emmy's trying to bite the leg of Mina. How do you bite somebody through their boot? Like, do you really have canine teeth or something? Okay, there we go. Bite in the hand. Bite in the arm. That I could believe a little bit more. So we're heading off to picture here. So Julia got a first pin in. Okay, sorry. Missed that. I was watching the and who's number 3? Zarya. I feel sorry for these women. Zarya will absolutely destroy everybody. Zarya, in many ways, you could treat her as the Obafemi as Yep, that's what I thought. Reverse the suplex the other way. And then, of course, Emmy's got to show off as always. Well, there's a double snow snatcher. 1 out of the ring. 2 out of the ring. Well, Souls snatched some souls. Trying to say that fast 5 times. But unfortunately, everybody dove out of the ring, so no pinfalls out of it. Red's going to do what I thought Ethan Page was going to do. Yep. Red is going to do exactly what I thought Ethan Page was going to do. Red's going to spend the entire match in the penalty box. Unless she sticks out 2 pins right at the end. Watch that happen. She comes out, loses another fall to Zarya. Emmy laying in these shots stiff right now. I do appreciate on the, in terms of the Iron Survivor match, they didn't use completely, like, everybody in the roster wasn't just some new brought in star for this, right? And not the established stars. Like, I think everybody expected Cora Jade to be a part of this match, but it ended up being Ren to be the last person in there. I really hate when Booker telegraphs that stuff. Look at Red's face. That is hilarious. Oh, Julia. Geez. It's like, what the hell did I get myself involved in here? You're not hauling her. You put a soul in the... Maddie, you cannot be that weak. You see Emmy there? Like, she didn't just pull out of the cover. She literally pulled the hair to get out of the cover. Saul taking it a little too easy here. You got to go in and get these covers. Like, I know you got to fall, so you're up on a couple people, but you're still tied for first. Oh, nice swinging neck breaker there by Emmy. Well, the fact that this match is actually getting time, too, I'm actually really impressed. I don't expect it to go much longer than this, but... Oh, that backbreaker, Jesus. 2 and 99 100s here. Here comes Stephanie, ready to go. Oh, God. You would think the quality of the women's main would be a lot better than in the men's match. And I do think that happened here in the Iron Survivor so far. But it all depends on how they're going to finish this off here. Like, we got 10 minutes to go here. Emmy goes for a chop and a clothesline at the same time. And Mina just said, nope, we are dealing with something a little heavier. Sling blade off the second rope, okay. Uh-oh. Julia and Stephanie having their first fade. What are you doing, ref? All right. That looked awkward as hell, but I'll go with it. Meaning using the referee as a post. Sling blade from the... I don't know if she was supposed to kick out from the sling blade the first time. And Thunder Rosa giving the nice little golf clap. Bravo, bravo. So is she trying to get champagne from somebody? No, we're done. We only got 20 minutes left. We want to make it... Oh, God, here we go. Now they're going to show the preview of the match on Wednesdays, so... That was a little awkward of a cut, but... I guess TNT doesn't want to show anybody drinking champagne. I don't know. I do love how AEW gets access to Stardom and New Japan Video. And Zarya got a pin. And Julia gets a 90-second rest. You know how smart the women are, though? Like, during the men's match, there were so many guys arguing about the pin. The women realized, get to the box, let the clock run so you can get back in there as fast as possible. Stephanie with a baseball slide save. Dead. Now everybody's dead. Soul, get an arm on someone. Oh, never mind. Once again, Stephanie ducks out of the ring, too. Zarya does a double moonsault. But she doesn't have enough to get back into it. I'm looking forward to Wednesday. Wednesday's going to be a lot of fun with that women's title match. Either way. As they're doing their advertisement for World's End here. Because of all the craziness tonight, I might have to hold out the preview of next week till after we're done here on Dynamite. Because it looks like the main event's coming up quick here with Garcia and Briscoe. The fact that we are just about 24 minutes to the top of the hour. And the fact they're going live tonight, so... Nice double drop kick there, and now going after Zarya with a pin. It's a nice way of working things out here. Like, everything's been really smooth. Bren almost pulled the Ethan Page there. Oh, geez, she almost got spiked on her face. So we got 4 minutes, and we got to get minimum 1 pin. Vaquer's got to be quick, because she needs 2. Because we know the winner of this match is going to get 2, minimum. Well, Julia and Stephanie definitely know how to... Yeah, let's just hit each other in the head. What are we, headbangers? Trying to go over that package backbreaker. Jesus! That backdrop driver almost drive her, like, literally right on the back of her neck. She's got to get 2. Unless they plan on going to overtime, which wouldn't surprise me with it, with NXT being as petty as they are some days. Soul of the Splash. Let's. Oh, never mind. Zarya just said nope. Then Zarya runs into the post. Ren can get a couple falls here. Never mind. Jesus, Ren. Red right back to the belly box. And she's going to have 15 seconds to get anything. If I do my math right, we got 23. Yeah, about a minute and a half. It's going to be a hell of a finish. I hope that they get a real good finish out of this just because it almost seems like the timing's going to be perfect here, that they're going to finish deadline. All right. I see you, Soul. But yeah, it almost looks like it's going to work out perfect here, that the Women's Iron Survivor is going to finish just as the main event's going to start on Collision. Which for me is just like absolutely perfect. And everybody's got one. We're going to get overtime unless somebody gets a quick fall. Oh, could Ren get it? Could Ren get it? Never mind. No, Zarya's just like, nope, we're done. F10. Julia with a knee. Julia with a... Oh, Julia's got it. Oh, just snuck out of it. Julia sneaks it out at the end. So the feud we were always going to get, we ended up getting. Julia versus Roxanne Perez. Julia's going to get the title. Roxanne's going to move up. And we are going to have an absolutely stacked top end of the NXT Women's Division. See Garcia holding up that TNT title. See, and I'm going to say, I've said it before, and for anybody that's new here, I'll say it again. We really shouldn't have any other champions involved in the Continental Classic, just because if you're trying to compete for another title, how does that make your title seem? To me, that's the That's the rough part of the whole thing here, right? So the guys are just starting to feel themselves out as we go through the replay here. I just want to see if there's anything more out of the ending of the match, like Roxanne showing up at the end. Just seems weird that they would just finish it that way. It's a great finish. Like the fact that everybody had a shot at the end. And the fact that Julia pinned Saria to get it. So the best friends weren't going to cost each other the championship. But you could tell with the women's match, they knew what they were doing. It was a lot smoother than you expected a lot of the others here, so. As they got the confetti flying for Julia here. The guys are building up to a decent match here. I like this. Stephanie looks angry and happy all at the same time. All right, looks like they're going to be ending the video at that point. All right. Let me close that off. Let's get things back to a little bit more normal here. Was watching it on a monitor way far away from my main screen here, so forgive me, chat. Now I can see things a little better. Hey, let's go. Briscoe looking to get a little crazy here. Like, Mark Briscoe's always going to be that feel-good story. It's sort of the same way Commander is going to be in the other pool. I'd expect Mortos to get at least one win coming up. I'm thinking it might be Mortos and Briscoe where Mortos gets the win. If it's that side of the draw. I can't remember right now off the top of my head here. These guys aren't afraid to go at it tooth and nail here. Bang, bang. Oh, and Garcia got back in the ring before he got a chance to do it. Down goes Chicken. Yeah, I like the fact that they are featuring Garcia here because he was one of the biggest stories of the Continental Classic last year, but I almost feel like you should have left it that way. So I wonder if they're gonna do a filming of one of our major shows on the Jericho cruise coming up. I do believe they have the Rockin' Rager at sea. Are you kidding me? Menard said he didn't expect it on the floor. I'm like, it's the damn Briscoe match. A good quarter of this is going to be on the floor, at least, if not more. Oh, the Dynamite of the Jericho Cruise? Yeah, like that was pretty epic. And that was actually the origin of Judas, right? Because he used the crowd sang Judas on the cruise. And every time after that, the crowd just kept up with it. The John Woo drop kick, yeah, like if there was some way that we could get a live show on the cruise, it'd be awesome. But let's face it, there's no way to do it. Back when Jericho was still white hot, now he's just half of that. Actually, no, sorry. When it comes to most people on the interwebs, they tell us that that most AEW wrestlers are yellow. And just the fact that the Elite were so over and all that, and it almost feels like AEW's just... AEW's taken almost a year and a half to sort of discover who they really are. And now they're starting to really slide into it and know their niche. Like, there are some things that they had to change to really solidify things, to which I think they are going to do in 2025. And we talked about it earlier, and Zodiac, you brought up a big point about running shows and venues this size and whatnot. They are doing shows with 35, 4,000 people arenas. They are starting to move towards that rather than the big venues. There are some places where they're going to have to run the big venues no matter what. Like here in Canada, there is only one venue here in Edmonton. There's only 2 venues in Calgary. And the second venue, maybe 500 people. And I don't think you want to go that low. It would be 900 people. And it's the same venue that Bret Hart runs his Dungeon Wrestling promotion in. And also, that's where Stampede used to run their shows. You could do it for a little bit of history, but it just looks a lot smaller. And I don't think you could create the same atmosphere there. Hey, Andre, yeah, that PLE was a lot of fun to watch. The return of Obafemi. Whatever. PLE, PPV, QRAT. But no, seeing Julia win that in the last second there. Pinning Zarya for the winning pin. Watching Maddie do what I thought Ethan Page was going to do the entire match. Trick beating Ridge. The only thing I'm a little disappointed about is the fact that it didn't look really good. Top 2 are the Women's Iron Survivor and the NXT Underground. See, the NXT Underground match really took me out of things. When I'm dealing with a match like that, I want it to be a lot more, in a way, a lot more MMA style. Yeah, that NXT title match, it's something I mentioned a lot when it comes to being on here for AEW. And a lot of those pay-per-views. Everybody pretty much knew the Trick was winning. How much can you make it believable that he's not going to win? And it was just... For me, I would... I appreciate your list, Andre. I would probably flip 2 and 3. I would... The hell is Briscoe doing? We're in the middle of the main event here with Daniel Garcia taking on Mark Briscoe here too. Oh, I know you're a Lola homer. Lola did a decent job in that match. I just don't like... I didn't like the pace that Jada was using in a match like that. That's the part that got me, to be honest. When you're doing a slower pace like you would when you're... She's one of the heavyweights in... And yes, that's a relative term. In NXT. You're technically doing a slower match, and that doesn't work in an MMA style match. Maybe I just haven't watched enough Bloodsport to understand that kind of stuff, so. But yeah, the men's Iron Survivor, the return of Obafemi, and they did not make any indication that Obafemi was the one that attacked Eddie Thorpe, which also leaves the door open for Eddie Thorpe. Now that Obafemi won, that was my spot. I should have won. That's where Eddie Thorpe could go with that. And the tag titles, I honestly thought they were going to change hands. I think they probably should based on what they're doing with these two. I think it might be overstretching their growth. But right now, we got Garcia just laying into Briscoe here. And I'm loving how this C2's turning out. And the fact that Kyle Fletcher got put over big time today by Okada. Another cheap victory gets Fletcher the lead in the C2 at 9 points. And I know you'll need to know about this, Andre. Willow Nightingale beats Serena Deeb. So next Saturday, it's Jamie Hayter and Willow Nightingale. Winner goes to Wrestle Dynasty on the 5th. So. But it has been an absolute fun night of wrestling here all together. We're just getting started because right here after the main event, we're going to go to WWE 2K24. And we got 5 weeks left. And depending what time Collision is next week, it'll be right after Collision's done. I'm going to have to see what time. We might even run. I was thinking maybe we run WrestleMania before Collision, but that's Saturday night's main event, so who knows? Haters represent AEW at Wrestle Dynasty. I almost think it's going to be Willow. Because they could also bring back the Willow Athena feud from earlier in the year. Let the Japanese crowd see that. Because I think we're getting the four-way match at Final Battle to determine who's going to go from ROH. It's going to be... oh, look out! I love how Briscoe calls it there. Fisherman Buster! But yeah, tons of fun there on... by the way, the plan is to do a sidecast of Final Battle here on the 20th. Still don't know who the 4 people from Stardom. Wonder when they're going to do that. Do they have a Stardom match planned? Like, do they do that the night before at Wrestle Kingdom? I don't think anybody should be surprised at this main event here right now. Tag League against tomorrow, so sometime the next 3 weeks. Ah, fair enough. Briscoe, I love you, but you didn't sell that cover properly. the thing that annoys me the most is not even before the 1 count, somebody's got their hand on their shoulder, ready to push off. Then you already know he's kicking out. At least give it a 1 count to, get yourself ready, right? No, he's going for the MJF pile driver. But yeah, thanks for checking things out here, Andre, live on YouTube. Thanks for Zodiac popping in here on Twitch. Throw it in the chat. No way. We might get a draw out of this. A draw is the only thing that's going to save Okada right now. Because Okada's got a draw with... Watch it on Discord with Andres, Adam, and Dal. Okay. Yeah, we'll be throwing up the sidecast here. Briscoe tried to get up, but he just ate. I got a feeling these guys are going back and forth so much, I think they're going to hit the time limit. Cutthroat driver? We haven't seen that forever. The cutthroat driver, it's a version of a crucifix bomb and burning hammer. Briscoe didn't get 8 points last year, so this is the first. This is huge. Now Okada's got a shot. Fletcher's pretty much summed up first place. All he needs is one more win and he's got it. Got it guaranteed. But Okada, this is a huge result for Okada. Because this actually brings Garcia back down to him. It is a great match and a great surprise. The fact that Briscoe got a win, could Briscoe get 2 more? If he could get 2 more wins, there could be a possibility he could sneak into that second spot. If he gets that... Garcia beats Fletcher. If Garcia does that, I believe amazeballs would be the polite term for that. I would absolutely go head over heels for that happening. There are people do not understand how well things go with stories like that. I want Fletcher to win the whole tournament. Hey, I would not put it past anybody to get him the victory. I know Zodiac here is thinking it's going to be Ospreay and Fletcher in the final. I wouldn't feel bad about that either. I think it should be the semi. Myself, I thought Okada would be for sure somewhere in here, but maybe they're thinking they don't want someone who isn't going to be around as much, because let's face it, Okada hasn't wrestled as much as we've seen in previous years, right? So I know Zodiac, we were talking earlier about the notoriety of the international title and the Continental Championship because of the lack of use in that. So Briscoe winning here is great because he was supposed to take all the L's. Now all bets are off. Yeah, pretty much it's anybody's game at this point. Throw in the possibility of 20-minute time limit draws all over the place here. So the chat's unanimous here right now. The fact that we want Fletcher and Ospreay in that final. And could you imagine having those two after they've already wrestled one match earlier? And yeah, having a rematch between those two, that is a great reason to have it for this trophy. So, great minds think alike, I guess, here. So, yeah, like, with everything piling up here, you're definitely looking at these divisions and, like, Shelton has a chance to catch back up now, and those two never failed to deliver. And like I said before, it is turning to the point where Kyle Fletcher may be turning into the number one heel in the company. Moxley doesn't count as in the company, right? So even then, some people like what he's doing right now. Fletcher is being despised by everybody who shows up there. Just straight up everybody who shows up. Like we were talking about it earlier, people get confused on why people were cheering Shelton after he injures people. AEW does need a good young heat magnet, and I do think Fletcher could be that guy. And I just think they need people to, MJF, well, he's got to get off a damn movie set and get back to the ring on a more consistent basis. Because let's face it, he's going pay-per-view to pay-per-view right now. And now that the pay-per-views are starting to be on a longer stretch here. Oh, Ricochet and King, like, and here's the thing. That match between Ricochet and Brody King coming up, essentially the loser's out. The loser's out of the playoffs. We're getting the go time here because we only got, 4, even including Rampage. Excited for Ricochet versus anyone? I will give you that, my friend. No, Ricochet, and the fact that we got to see him play a little bit of a heel against Commander on Friday, that to me excites me as well, because and I say this with a big I, if Ricochet ends up joining the Hurt Business, or the Hurt Syndicate, sorry, it could turn out to be a very amazing proposition for all of us. But yeah, 3 hours of awesome wrestling here, but with both brands. Like watching NXT, watching AEW, they were both back and forth, turning into absolute great shows there. So, but I think with that, the Sidecast portion of the show, we're gonna wrap this up for this week. For those on Twitch, hang on. We're gonna fire up 2K here, WWE 2K24 in just a moment. And we're going to get started with our doubleheader tonight of action, as we want to get our Season 3 done ASAP. Just because of all the craziness that's coming up in the next few weeks, I want to make sure it's covered before we get into stupidity here. For those on YouTube, twitch.tv/Mike the Ref, we are going to continue on with WWE 2K24. We can talk about tonight while we're watching the matches going on. Next time I'm going to be live on YouTube is this Wednesday for Winter is Coming. I don't know what to say other than if any of you have saw what the card was, there's no reason for you to miss. We got Ricochet Brody. We got Claudio Will. We got Pac and Moxley versus White and Cassidy. Like, we got Mina and Mariah, which I know just woke a whole bunch of other people up. But yeah, we got a lot of great matches coming up here on Wednesday. Make sure you stop by. We're here about 5:50, 7:50 Eastern, 5:50 Mountain, 4:50 Pacific. And we hang out. We talk all about wrestling during the show. And then after we're done, we're going to get our next 2 weeks of WWE 2K24 in. So, but yeah, I didn't get a chance to do the quick rundown. I got time. So, quick rundown of what's coming up here the next week. After we're done tonight's WWE 2K24, Monday, we're going to be doing Call of Duty, the campaign once again. Tired of shooting zombies, time to hit real people. So we're going to get back to that here in the campaign, starting right after Raw. Wednesday night, AEW Dynamite. I already talked about it, as well as 2K24. Next Thursday, December 12th, it's going to be about 6:15 Eastern, 4:15 Mountain. I'm going to be here with a watch-along of the Game Awards, with all the games coming up in the next year. There's going to be a ton of exciting stuff for all of us there, so make sure you stop by. I try to keep my chat to the minimum while they're talking through games here so people can understand what's going on. We talk during the awards because, frankly, nobody cares about the awards. But, then from there, we'll be back next Saturday with another round of AEW Collision, and that will be at a special time after NBA, which means that'll be 8:30. Ugh. I'm hoping we can get time in to get WrestleMania that late, because that's our season 3 finale. If not, I will push it to the 21st. If we have to, I will. I'm not going to kill us over it. So, but with that being said, for those on YouTube, thank you. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to help out. We got some great videos coming up here. If you want to go check out some of our archives here, this past week we had a video by Andre C. here in the chat, as well as Mel Ball, talking about the Canadian Wrestling Elite Tour coming through Edmonton here just a couple weeks ago. Hopefully this Thursday, Andre, I need you to send me that video. RCW had a couple shows last week at Real Canadian Wrestling here in Alberta, and they were talking about those. So if I get the video, that'll be up next Thursday. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, let you know anytime we drop anything there. But with that being said, YouTube, thank you. Pop over to Twitch. We're going to have a ton of fun here together. So maybe you should stop by too and enjoy it here. So as always, folks, thank you for being here, and we will see you all here next time.